The room was dark, save for the faint glow of a cracked phone screen on the nightstand. A single, hollow breath filled the silence, followed by another, each slower and more labored than the last. Claire sat on the edge of the bed, her trembling hands clutching a small, tattered notebook. The pages bore witness to her fragmented thoughts, raw and chaotic. December 6th, she whispered, staring at the scrawled date at the top of the page. It was a day she once cherished, her mother's birthday. The house had always been filled with warmth on this date, the smell of freshly baked pies, laughter echoing down the halls, her mother's gentle touch as she adjusted Claire's messy hair. But that was before the accident, before the snow-covered road took everything away. It had been 5 years. 5 years of Claire pretending to live, of plastering on smiles for co-workers, of muting her cries with pillows in the dead of night. Tonight, the weight was unbearable. She stood and walked to the dresser. A tarnished silver mirror sat atop it, its surface distorted with age. Claire hated it but couldn't bring herself to throw it away. It had belonged to her mother. The reflection staring back was a stranger, pale, gaunt, eyes rimmed red from tears. "Why am I still here?" She asked the reflection, her voice barely a whisper. The room seemed to shudder in response, or perhaps it was just her unsteady legs. As she reached out to touch the glass, her fingers tingled, a chill spreading through her hand. The mirror's surface rippled like water, and then, it spoke. "Because she would want you to be." Claire stumbled back, her breath caught in her throat. The voice was soft, achingly familiar. She knew it as well as she knew her own, "Mom." Her voice cracked, tears streaming freely now. The mirror glowed faintly, revealing not her reflection but her mother's face, kind, serene, the way she remembered her before the accident. "You've carried so much, my love," her mother said. "Too much. It's time to let it go." "I can't," Claire sobbed. "I don't know how. I feel empty. Like I'm breaking apart." Her mother's image seemed to reach out, her hand resting against the glass. "You're stronger than you think, Claire. The pain doesn't define you. It's part of your story, not the end of it." The words pierced through the fog of grief like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Claire collapsed to the floor. The notebook slipping from her grasp. For hours, she cried, tears of sorrow, of relief, of exhaustion. When she finally stood, the mirror was just a mirror again, her reflection staring back, but something had changed. The hollow ache remained, but it no longer consumed her. Her mother's words echoed in her heart, a fragile hope growing in their wake. Claire picked up the notebook and turned to a fresh page. The date was the same, but the words she wrote were new. "Today, I choose to breathe. To try. For her. For me." And for the first time in years, Claire felt the faintest spark of life.